Money is ultimately just a means to an end, and that end should be living your best life. So today's video, I'm going to break down 5 different types of money goals you should have so that you can think about money in a way that works for you. I'm Crystal. This is Crystal Uncut, where I give you the real on money management, wellness, and personal development so we can all grow and start to live our best lives. In today's video, I'll be talking about the 5 different types of money goals you should have going into 2021. The reason that I wanted to put this video together is because so much personal finance content has to do with saving money and building wealth, but people never talk about the why behind these things. They just say, by 30, you should have your full salary saved in your 401k. But they never say what that enables you to do. And ultimately, money is a means to an end. Money is a tool. And so I want to break down the 5 different types of goals you should have for your money and how you can think about your money going into this new year. Number 1 is going to be having a savings goal. So this is fairly self-explanatory, but having money saved allows you to have security in case of an event like a layoff, or in case you decide that you want to take a risk with your career or with your financial situation. Having an emergency fund is going to allow you to do these things without worrying about if you're going to be clothed, housed, or fed. The next type of goal that I want to talk to you all about today is having an investing goal. So beyond having savings that will enable you to pay bills in the event of emergency and to just have money so that if a rainy day ever comes, you and your family are okay, beyond that savings comes investing. And investing is the real way that you can build wealth. If you allow your money beyond what you need to access in the near future to sit in savings, what you're ultimately doing is losing money. You are losing money due to inflation. And on average, inflation is 2% per year. So when you invest your money, let's just say in the stock market, which gives you an average rate of return of 8 to 10% a year, you are growing that money and you are ultimately allowing that money to work for you. So you can look at investing goals in a few different types of ways. If you have a 9-to-5 corporate job, you might want to look into your 401k at your job and figure out if you also have a match. And a match is essentially free money given to you by your employer to help support your retirement goals. Keep in mind that I put investing after saving because you can only access your 401k without a very large tax penalty far in the future at about 60 years old. And so you want to make sure that you have savings for the immediate future before you move on to investing. So if you're already familiar with your works 401k and you have reached the max amount that you can invest in that, you're going to want to look into what's called an IRA. Depending on your personal situation, you might want to go with a traditional or a Roth IRA, and I will link a few articles that explain the difference of those down below so you can know what works for you. But an IRA is another way to invest money for your future without having to pay so much in taxes. So the next way you want to look for investing opportunities is through an IRA. And if you've already used what's called tax advantaged accounts, you're going to want to look into a regular brokerage account to invest your money. So what a brokerage account does is invest your money in any form of stocks, mutual funds, bonds, ETFs, any type of money instrument that ultimately allows you to gain returns on that money. A brokerage account will take care of those investments for you. There are a lot of different types of brokerage accounts that you can look into, such as a robo-advisor, for example. I actually use Wealthfront. It is a robo-advisor that allows you to put in your risk score, your tolerance for volatility, and the ultimate date that you want to access this money, and it builds you a portfolio all on your own. So there is no searching for stocks, trading stocks, reading the Wall Street Journal every single day to figure out what you need to be doing. You can allow an algorithm to do that for you now. So modern technology has really enabled the average person to start investing, and that's the second goal I really want you all to look into for 2021 so we can grow our wealth together. Now, the next three goals might be a little bit controversial because these are spending goals. Like, is this a channel that talks about money management, telling you to spend money? Yes, yes, yes. Money is here to help you. It is not this thing that you need to just collect and bathe in to say that you have money. Money is supposed to be a tool. So the next three goals that I want to talk to you all about are spending goals. Goal number 3 is going to be a convenience goal. So, like I just said, money is here to make your life easier, right? And if you are saving money, and you do still have a little bit of extra money left over, maybe you want to look at how you can use your money to make your life more convenient. So an example that I'm looking at is actually getting my laundry washed and folded for me. So hear me out before you click away and think that this video is ridiculous. I was doing my laundry a few days ago and I was just like, I don't like this. Like, I don't really want to do this. And I'm also thinking of moving to New York in a few months. And in New York, it's very common to have an apartment that does not have an in-unit washer and dryer. And so, for example, I could potentially get an apartment that I like that does not have an in-unit washer and dryer and save, let's say, $200 a month for an apartment, or instead of an apartment that does have an in-unit washer and dryer. And then I could use that $200 a month to pay to get my laundry washed and folded. So if you think about it from a trade-off opportunity cost perspective, it can be not quite as expensive as you think it may be. Another less expensive example could be let's say getting a car charger for your phone. Say you always bring your phone charger in and out of your house because you're saving money and you don't want to buy extra stuff, but you forget your phone charger a lot, and either you have to go outside when it's cold and you don't want to do that, or your phone is dying all the time because you don't have your car charger. That could be something that you think about to add some more convenience into your life. And when your life is more convenient, you are happier and you have the ability to make better decisions because you're not down. You know, you're happier, you're more positive, and you're thinking about life more abundantly, which is the ultimate goal of all of this content on this channel. Money goal number 4 for 2021 should be a personal growth and or self-care goal. So how can you use the money that you have? I'm not suggesting that you go into any debt for these decisions, but how can you use the money that you have to take better care of yourself or grow yourself personally? An example for me could be getting a membership at a gym where you know that you are going to attend the activity. For fitness in particular, it's really important that you know that you like this activity and are going to continue coming back and are not just going to spend this money because you want to be fit. So this is something that you should know that you have either done in the past or that you like to do generally. So, for example, I will be spending money on a membership to Orange Theory Fitness that I've gone to Orange Theory Fitness for maybe 3 years now, on and off, depending on where I lived and what my fitness goals have been. But I know that those are classes that I will stick to, and the community there really holds me accountable and encourages me to come and continue to be my best self in the gym every day. And so if you have a space that allows you to grow personally, whether it's in a wellness type of area, maybe you want to take up yoga, maybe you want to do a painting class to really increase that creativity. Probably painting classes will be online due to the pandemic. And if I were a big channel, this is where I'd introduce my Skillshare sponsorship, but we're manifesting for the future. This is not sponsored. And what you want to do is really make sure that you are having a habit or a hobby that contributes to your overall self-care and personal growth, like that internal soul work that we have to be doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure that we are happy enough to do, whether it's the drudgery that's a corporate job, or taking care of our family, or all of our responsibilities. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So I really want to encourage you all to make sure that you are doing something that is going to bring you fulfillment so you can ultimately be a better citizen. And speaking of being a better citizen, goal number 5 that you should look for is a giving goal. So before we get started, I just want to clarify that I understand everyone might not be in a financial situation that allows them to give away money. And by no means am I suggesting that if you are in a precarious financial situation that you have to give away money to like be a properly moral citizen and sleep well at night. If you are in a financial situation that could be compromised if you lose your job, if you don't have an emergency fund, if you are behind on any of your bills, by no means should you be worrying about giving away money. Unfortunately, if you are in America, this is a country that does not quite have the most robust social infrastructure, even though we are the richest country in the world. And so I want to note to you that you are not a bad person if you cannot afford to give away money. But if you can, you better be doing it. Because like I just said, this country's social infrastructure is one that unfortunately allows people to fall through the cracks, and it's really important that you take a look at your community and your opportunities and give back to those in need. So my giving goal for this year is actually going to be kind of a 3-pronged system that I'm very excited to introduce. So prong number 1 is going to be a recurring donation to my favorite charity called Covenant House California. That is a program for youth ages, I believe, 16 through 25. And it teaches them life skills. They stay at the shelter, which is honestly more like a college dorm, and they learn skills that will stop them from going back to being homeless. So that's my charity of choice that I will up my monthly contribution to. I've been donating them to them for a few years now, but I will be upping that contribution because fortunately enough for me, I will be making more income in 2021 than I did last year. So with more income comes more generosity for me. I can't say the same for Jeff Bezos. And so that's my first prong. My second prong is going to be taking out a set amount of money every month from my checking account and in cash and giving it away to homeless people that I see on the streets. So it's really important to me that I give money directly to people who are having negative situations, because I think that while a lot of charities are great, there's a lot of red tape, and sometimes a lot of your contributions go to CEOs of charities, which is like another evil that I'm sure there are YouTube videos on by actual experts. But there are oftentimes like a lot of patronizing and views that I don't necessarily agree with that come with being a part of a charity program. So like the charity that I told you all about before, I've actually worked with and totally agree with all of their practices. So I'm definitely going to just donate to them directly. But I think it's important to give cash money to people who you can see with your eyes are in a negative situation, like being homeless or like being hungry, because sometimes they don't have access to charities. Like a lot of these charities have waiting lists. A lot of them are at capacity, especially with COVID. So I always try to find a way to give money hand in hand to people who are struggling. So that's my second prong. And then my third prong will be setting an amount of money every month to give to like mutual aid funds, which are technically not 501c3s a lot of the time, but again, they are facilitated by trusted people who then give money directly to people who are in negative situations. So I'm a big believer in empowering people even if they are in a negative situation, because sometimes the charities that seem really nice on the outside don't exactly have the most ethical practices, and I try to have a balance of both. So those are 5 different goals that you should be thinking about with your money in 2021. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.